Soft as the glow from a late summer street, you found your way to the rhythm in me, a spark in the dark, a promise untold. Two restless hearts learning how to be bold. We danced through the haze of the city lights, painting forever across endless nights. Every word felt like a song on the air. Every dream seemed certain when you were there. Time moves slow beneath the stars. Nothing felt too near or far. Amber silhouettes against the rain, holding on while the world changed. We were fire in a photograph, burning bright, never looking back. Oh, I believed we'd always stay, like melodies that never fade away. Amber silhouettes in my mind, a love so rare, so hard to leave behind. Seasons turned and the colors grew thin. Tiny cracks started letting silence in. The laughter we knew became harder to find, like a favorite record losing pieces of time. Still, I reached across the space, searching for your distant face. Amber silhouettes against the rain, holding on while the world changed. We were fire in a photograph, burning bright, never looking softly, but never let go. Amber silhouettes drifting through time, forever a chapter written in my life. A distant memory calling through the years. I saw your face through a crowded room, like an old photograph stepping out of the blue. Time had written lines we couldn't hide, but your smile still carried the warmth inside. The city was different, the lights were new, yet somehow the moment led me back to you. We spoke your name, I spoke mine, as if no years had passed between those lines. We were strangers for a little while, then familiar with a single smile. Crimson arcades glowing in the dark, lighting forgotten corners of the heart. We lost our way, we let dreams fall apart, but fate kept drawing circles in the stars. Crimson arcades, after all this time, your hand found mine like a perfect rhyme. Some doors close, some hearts remain, waiting for the right season to love again. We shared the stories neither one could tell, the silent battles and the wishing wells. Every scar became a thread of gold, every lesson made us stronger than before. Outside the rain traced patterns on the glass, like reminders that the storms don't last. And in your eyes I found a place that still remembered every trace. What we lost was not the end, only a road that learned to bend. Crimson arcades glowing in the dark, lighting forgotten corners of the heart. We lost our way, we let dreams fall apart, but fate kept drawing circles in the stars. Crimson arcades, after all this time, your hand found mine like a perfect rhyme. Some doors close, some hearts remain, waiting for the right season to love again. Maybe forever doesn't come at first sight, maybe it runs after surviving the night. Maybe true love learns to wait, patient as the turning of fate. and every bend. Some hearts are destined to meet again. The neon fades, the music slows, but this time neither of us lets go. The ocean sleeps beneath the night, but my heart is crossing every mile. You left with autumn in your eyes, a suitcase full of hopeful skies. I watched your shadow board the train, smiling through a quiet ache. Station lights were fading fast. I held the seconds as they passed, a promise floating in the air. Two hearts divided, still a pair. Every city has your name, every sunset feels the same. Porcelain touch away, your love still finds me every day. Porcelain horizons, shining blue, every road keeps leading back to you. No matter where the years may your heart is the place I call home. The phone lines carried midnight dreams, fragments of laughter in between, photographs and letters worn, keeping fragile hope alive and warm. Sometimes the silence felt too loud, like winter hiding in a cloud. But even storms that crossed our skies could never dim your light inside. Across the map and through the years, you remain beyond my fears. Porcelain every mile releases me. Porcelain horizons fade from view as I come home to you. Some stories end without a sound, like daylight leaving the room. We used to draw a future in the air, with fearless hearts and not a single care. Every road was ours to chase, every dream reflected in your face. The years arrived like gentle waves, carrying changes we could not escape. Little by little, day by day, the colors slowly drifted away. No slammed doors, no bitter goodbyes, just different stars in different skies. Glass reveries shining in the rain, beautiful memories too delicate to stay. We held tomorrow in our hands, but life rewrote the plans. Glass reveries still sparkle through the pain. You found a world beyond the town. I found my roots by staying around. Neither heart was right or wrong, we simply heard a different song. Sometimes I wonder where you'd be if time had shown more mercy, but wishing never changed the tide, or brought those moments back to life. We were real, that's what remains. Not every love is meant to stay. Glass reveries shining in the rain, beautiful memories too delicate to stay. We held tomorrow in our hands, but life rewrote the plans. Glass reveries still sparkle through the pain. And when the radio plays our song, I don't turn away. I let it carry me back to those golden days. You taught my heart how love can grow and how to let it go. Some people leave, but never truly disappear. better now than tears. The night moves on, the record spins, and somewhere in another life, maybe we still begin. Lights were passing by beyond the window of the night. The station breathed a cloud of steam, like something from a distant dream. You took the seat across from mine, a stranger borrowed from time. The rails were singing underneath, a restless rhythm, soft and deep. You smiled and suddenly the dark could not contain a single spark. No plans, no promises to keep, just two hearts waking from their sleep. Cobalt Passage through the night, two lonely souls beneath the lights. Every mile pulled us closer still, like destiny bending to its will. Cobalt Passage, fleeting and true, a thousand stars between me and you. One perfect moment we couldn't hold, one beautiful story already told. We spoke of places, hopes and fears, the things we carried through the years, and every word felt strangely known, like finding pieces of my own. The hours disappeared too fast. We wished somehow the night could last, but dawn was waiting up ahead with silent things we'd never said. The sky grew pale, the shadows thinned, and reality stepped back in. Cobalt Passage through the night, two lonely souls beneath the lights. Every mile pulled us closer still, like destiny bending to its will. Cobalt Passage, fleeting and true, a thousand stars between me and you. One perfect moment we couldn't hold, one beautiful story already told. When your station came into view, the world became unbearably blue. You took my hand for just a while and left me with that final smile. No address written down, no photograph, no name around, only a memory shining bright. living in my heart tonight. Some love stay for just a day and still never fade away. Another train, another station, but every journey since then has carried your reflection into the night. Some dreams take us far away to show us where we belong. We were young beneath the boulevard lights, drawing futures in the sun. You spoke of cities waiting down the line. I chased horizons I could never define. The world was calling out our names, promising fortune, promising fame. We kissed goodbye beside the avenue, certain our dreams would pull us through. Years rolled by like passing cars, carrying us beneath different stars. Saffron runways stretching endlessly, leading you away from me. We followed roads we had to find, leaving precious things behind. Saffron runways, golden in the sun. We won the race, but lost someone. Now every victory feels incomplete without your heartbeat next to me. I saw my face on magazine pages, built a life through countless stages. Yet every crowded room I knew felt a little empty without you. Then one autumn afternoon, fate returned a familiar tune. Standing there across the years, you smiled and disappeared my fears. Time had changed the way we looked, not the story written in our hearts. Saffron runways stretching endlessly, leading you away from me. We followed roads we had to find, leaving precious things behind. Saffron runways, golden in the sun. We won the race, but lost someone. Now every victory feels incomplete without your heartbeat next to me. What is success when the night grows cold? What is treasure when there's no one to hold? The dreams we chased were shining bright, we're no longer running. The years move quietly, like waves upon the shore. I wasn't looking for a miracle when you walked into that little cafe. Just another afternoon in a life that had learned to be alone. You carried kindness in your eyes, the kind that only time can write. Not the fire of reckless youth, but a gentle and enduring light. We spoke for hours without pretending to be anything except ourselves. Marigold Harbors, safe from the storm. After all these wandering years, I finally found a place that's warm. Marigold Harbors, golden and true. They arrived with you. We've both known heartache by its name, both watched forever slip away. Photographs upon the shelf, stories that never completely fade. Yet somehow love returned again, not as a stranger, friend, with steady hands and patient grace, teaching our hearts to trust again. No need for promises. The moment says enough. Marigold Harbors, safe from the storm. After all these wandering years, I finally found a place that's warm. Marigold Harbors, golden and true. I thought my best days were behind me, then they arrived with you. The world celebrates the first kiss, but there's a beauty people miss in finding love when seasons change and learning joy can bloom again. Every wrinkle tells a story, every silver strand shines bright, and in your arms I feel the comfort of a well-lived life. Marigold Harbors, here we'll remain, watching sunsets paint the water like memories without the pain. Marigold Harbors, softly aglow. The greatest gift this life has given is finding you before I go. The evening settles on the bay, your hand still resting over mine. And for the first time in a long, long while, the future feels kind. Another evening, another empty floor, another goodbye left hanging in the air. Every morning by the elevator doors, you'd arrive a little early, like before. Coffee in your hand, sunlight in your hair, 1,000 words existed there. We kept our hearts behind polite routines, hidden safely underneath the in-between. Just a glance across a crowded room, enough to make the gray days bloom. Some feelings learn to live in silence, some dreams never find a voice. Indigo Ledgers, pages never shown, recording every moment we left unknown. Every smile filed away, every chance we let escape. Indigo Ledgers, written deep inside, a secret love we could not justify. Now the truth is all that's left to say as you're walking away. The years kept stacking like papers on a desk, deadlines, meetings, everything except the courage needed for a simple line. I wish your heart belonged with mine. And came the news one rainy afternoon, a new horizon calling you too soon. Everyone applauded your next step while I was trying to catch my breath. The room was full of celebration and full of things I couldn't say. Indigo Ledgers, pages never shown, recording every moment we left unknown. Every smile filed away, every chance we let escape. Indigo Ledgers, written deep inside, a secret love we could not justify. Now the truth is all that's left to say as you're walking away. On your final day, the office lights burn low. You turned and asked, will you miss me when I go? I laughed and said, of course, a little bit, while my heart was breaking piece by piece. every hallway will remember the love that never spoke its name. The sea remembers, even when the world forgets. We were 17 on a weathered pier, laughing like tomorrow would always be here. Names carved deep in the harbor wood, certain forever was understood. You stole a kiss beneath the summer haze, salt on your skin, sunlight on your face. The whole wide world seemed small somehow, standing beside you there. And now young hearts believe nothing can disappear. Brinefire Beacon, burning through the years, guiding me across the darkness, through the joy and through the tears. Brinefire Beacon, still shining from above. Though the tide carried you away, it never carried off our love. That morning came with restless skies, a warning hidden in the tide. You waved goodbye from the harbor line, never knowing it would be the last time. The storm arrived with a fury's hand and stole your footprints from the sand. The sea grew quiet after the rain, but nothing ever felt the same. Some losses echo far beyond goodbye. Brinefire Beacon, burning through the years, guiding me across the darkness, through the joy and through the tears. Brinefire Beacon, still shining from above. Though the tide carried you away, it never carried off our love. I built a life, I learned to smile, but part of me stayed on that shoreline. And when the evening paints the bay, I still hear your laughter on the waves, like a song the ocean chose to keep, a promise buried far too deep. just as you were before. The departure boards kept changing, but fate had other plans. Snow was falling beyond the glass, turning runways into silver paths. Another delayed flight, another lonely night, another traveler passing by. You sat 2 seats away from me, reading a worn-out magazine. A stranger in the crowded hall who didn't seem like one at all. The storm kept every plane on the ground, and somehow kept us hanging around. The hours slipped away like pages in the dark, and every conversation lit another spark. Halcyon Terminals, where lost souls collide, between the cancelled departures and the dreams we tried to hide. Halcyon Terminals under fluorescent skies. I wasn't looking for forever when I found it in your eyes. You told me stories of distant roads, of heavy hearts and lighter loads. I told you things I never say to people I might meet again. The coffee turned cold, the night grew deep, but neither one of us wanted sleep. Outside, the storm refused to end. Inside, 2 strangers became friends. Sometimes the world stands still to help 2 hearts move on. Halcyon Terminals, where lost souls collide, between the cancelled departures and the dreams we tried to hide. Halcyon Terminals under fluorescent skies. I wasn't looking for forever when I found it in your eyes. At dawn the speakers came alive, calling flights we thought had died. The crowd began to drift away as morning stole the night. was born. Now every winter, when the sky turns white, I remember a delayed departure that arrived exactly right. Across the street, a light turns on every morning at 7:45. You'd water flowers by the gate, I'd wave hello from my window frame, and somehow every day felt the same. Summer came and painted the trees. Children left in the evening breeze. We talked about weather, work and time, never the thoughts crossing my mind. Funny how a heart can hide in plain sight for years. Citrine shutters seasons gather and go. Saw your first gray hairs begin to show. You saw me stumble, saw me stand through every twist life had planned. Then one autumn afternoon, a moving truck arrived too soon. For the first time I felt afraid of all the words we never said. The distance of a single street suddenly felt like oceans to me. Citrine shutters opening slowly, letting the sun And for the first time, it feels like home. A name in ink, a world away. The first letter arrived in early spring, folded hopes tied with a paper string. Strangers' thoughts upon a page, crossing oceans to reach my days. He wrote of streets I'd never seen, autumn colors and evergreen dreams. And somehow every line you penned felt like a message from an old friend. One envelope became two, then 1,000 dreams came true. Aurelian postmarks stamped upon my heart. Every mile between us couldn't keep us apart. Aurelian postmarks carried by the skies. I fell in love with your soul long before your eyes. The seasons turn with every note. I saved each word you ever wrote in weathered boxes by my bed, filled with all the things you said. You shared your fears, I shared mine too. A life unfolding between me and you. Though continents stood in our way, your voice lived inside every page. Some people touch your hand, some people touch your life. Aurelian postmarks stamped upon my heart. Every mile between us couldn't keep us apart. Aurelian postmarks carried by the skies. I fell in love with your soul long before your eyes. Then came the letter I'd waited for, a train arrival and a station door. I read it once, I read it twice, trying to calm the storm inside. Would reality be kind? Could the dream survive? Would the person from the pages be the one I'd known all this time? Aurelian memories still remain, tied with ribbons of blue. A story written one page at a time that led me home to you. Another city, another stage, another name glowing in the dark. I first saw you beneath the spotlight haze, a silhouette wrapped in electric waves. Your guitar sang through the midnight air, and suddenly I forgot I was there. We met backstage after the show, trading stories only dreamers know. Two restless hearts on parallel roads, carrying songs instead of homes. The crowd disappeared, the lights burn low, and somewhere between the applause we let our feelings show. Garnet Marquees shining above the streets, calling our names through the night, like a promise we couldn't keep. Garnet Marquees glowing wherever we'd roam, making every strange city feel a little like home. We chase the highways and the radio waves, through endless hotels and temporary days. Your voice would find me after every show, no matter how far the tour would go. But success has a jealous way of asking lovers what they'll trade. The bigger the dream became, the harder it was to stay the same. Schedules grew longer, the distance grew wide, and silence slowly moved in where laughter used to hide. Garnet Marquees shining above the streets, calling our names through the night, like a promise we couldn't keep. Garnet Marquees glowing wherever we'd roam, making every strange city feel a little like home. One last concert, one last embrace, tears reflected in the stage lights. You said, don't stop chasing what you are. I said, I still hear you audience goes home, the lights go dark, but somewhere inside every melody, you remain like a name written across the stars. Dust in the spotlight, shadows on the screen. Every Friday at 9:15, I'd take the same old seat in row 5. The velvet had faded, the paint had peeled, but some memories never lose how they feel. The manager knew me by my name. He'd smile and say, "Back again." I'd laugh it off, but we both knew why. I was chasing ghosts beneath silver light. Some habits are harder than heartbreak. Some hopes are stronger than time. Sepia Matinees playing in my mind. Scenes of us still flicker, frame by frame tonight. Sepia Matinees, where yesterday remains, and every love story on the screen still whispers your name. It started here on a summer night, two strangers sharing popcorn and light. You reached for my hand during the final scene, and suddenly forever didn't seem like a dream. Then one day you were simply gone. No warning, no reason to hold on. Just an empty space where your laughter stayed, echoing through every passing day. The credits rolled, but my heart stayed seated. Sepia Matinees playing in my mind. Scenes of us still flicker, frame by frame tonight. Sepia Matinees, where yesterday remains, and every love story on the screen still whispers your name. Then through the darkness, a familiar face, standing quietly near the aisle. The years have changed us, but not enough to hide that unmistakable smile. You said, "I've carried this regret too long." I said nothing at all, just held on. Say laughter hums, the lights grow bright, and for the first time in years I don't stay for another showing, because you're walking home with me tonight. The sea was endless, and so were we. The harbor vanished into twilight blue as the ship pulled free of the shore. Champagne and laughter filled the decks, while the stars opened one by one. You stood alone against the rail, a traveler chasing distant horizons. The wind tangled softly through your hair, like it already knew your name. I asked if the sea beside you belonged to anyone tonight. You smiled and said, maybe it was waiting for you. The ocean stretched forever, and so did the possibility. Celadon Wake, trailing behind the night, like a ribbon of dreams across the water and light. Celadon Wake, carved into the sea for a few precious weeks. You belonged with me. We danced beneath crystal chandeliers, while the band played slow love songs. Every evening felt borrowed from heaven. Every sunrise arrived too soon. Ports came and went like postcards, foreign streets and painted skies. But my favorite destination was always found inside your eyes. The world kept changing around us, but time stood still on board. Celadon Wake, trailing behind the night, like a ribbon of dreams across the water and light. Celadon Wake, carved into the sea for a few precious weeks. You belonged with me. Then came the final morning, land rising on the horizon. Suitcases lined the corridors, reality waiting at the dock. You had a life beyond the ocean, I had one waiting too, and neither of us knew how to ask the world to stop. ship is long gone, the harbor lights have changed, but sometimes when the ocean is calm, I can still hear our song. Floating over the waves,